Groundbreaking book titled From Scythia to Camelot. Professor Scott Littleton and Dr. Linda Malcor document step by step how King Arthur shares the same origin as the Osetian Nart sagas.
Why we think King Arthur began over in Scythia and with the Sarmatians are these parallels to the Nart sagas.
The Nart sagas are the ancestral myths of a people living in the Caucasus Mountains of southern Russia, known as Ossetians. These Ossetians, or Ossietes, just happen to be the last surviving descendants of the Sarmatian people.
The modern Ossietes, which they form an autonomous republic within modern-day Russia, they live in north of the Caucasian Mountains, and they have been there since time immemorial. They're the descendants of Alans and Sarmatians and Scythians. So they provide the last remaining link between Indo-Europeans of the East, that is Persians, and Indo-Europeans of the West, which are Europeans.
The Nart sagas of the Ossetians has a hero named Batras, or Batraj, whose story is almost identical to King Arthur's.
Nobody had a good explanation for why there were so many parallels between the two groups, especially the death of Arthur and how it matches the death of Batraj.
There are even some Iranian names found in the King Arthur sagas.
You have names that show up in Iranian languages, and one of them is Lancelot's father, King Ban. That means leader, and we know that because one of the kings that Marcus Aurelius made a treaty with was Banadashpus, horse leader. And Goar is one of the names that shows up in Iranian texts. You have Gor. And K could be linked to Khosrow.
But proving that King Arthur was originally an Iranian hero was not received kindly by some in the West, especially in Britain and the United States.
The Brits and the Americans, what we think happened is they don't want to lose their hold on King Arthur. It's their national tale, and it got tied up in this whole Celtic movement where people are thinking of themselves as Celts and new Druids and stuff like this. Like they've maintained this religion all along, and they haven't. It was all made up at the end of the 19th century. And so us coming out with saying these stories really go back to an Indo-Iranian speaking people was not a popular thing in the English speaking world.